In this video we're going to be testing axe units against sword units, and for this purpose we have chosen the elite Nordic warriors against both Nordic axe warband and against Nordic axe warriors. The Nordic axe warriors have massive two-handed axes, the Dane axe or the Shagux, that they're able to use to devastating effect against infantry because of their 20 bonus against infantry. Then we have the Nordic axe warriors, and these guys are light against the heavy melee infantry of Armenian king here. Now, a decent enough charge bonus, not a whole lot of melee defense and morale for these guys. These guys have a massive charge bonus. So first, let's just see what happens when the precursors start rolling in, because there's going to be a significant difference here. The precursors from these guys throwing axes, throwing javelins. The axes take down a few men, the javelins take down more men. But the Nordic axe warriors, let's just pause it here. Have a look at what happens to the Nordic axe warriors when they get hit by a javelin volley. 46 kills. 46 kills. This highlights the importance of not using these guys as frontline infantry against any type of missile unit. You really need to shield these guys from missiles. But let's see how they do once they got hit here. The Nordic axe warriors against elite Nordics. It's even now. And when the Nordic axe warband hits the elite Nordics, they're going to start doing damage. However, the problem is though that they've lost, I mean they are losing 40 men just from precursors here. So although they are putting a valiant effort up in attacking these elite Nordics, these Nordic axe warriors, they lost so many men on the charge. But even still, they're able to do a number on the elite Nordic axe warriors. They are, however, going to lose in most instances. It's going to be very even in some cases. You can see the elite Nordic warriors start wavering all across the line, and they even break at the same time as some of these Nordic axe warriors. However, the one-handed axes, they don't do as well, and the problem here is of course that they see friendly units routing and then they get a penalty. So the low morale of these guys comes into play. The Nordic axe warband getting 76 the 30 kills, 43 kills, and 33. The swords get twice the amount of kills. Even though the Nordic axe warriors lost 40 men on the charge, they still do a massive amount of damage. They still do kill 107 of these very good elite Nordic warriors. So if these guys are able to be shielded from precursor javelins, the amount of damage they can do against infantry is absolutely ridiculous. They will win against these elite Nordic warriors if the elite Nordic warriors are not able to throw their javelins. So when you're using these two-handed, these very fragile axemen, it's a very good idea to bait javelins to send in cavalry first, or to have a unit in front, pikes, Nordic band, something like that, to stop enemy units from being able to throw their javelins at you. Then they will win against a lot of infantry units, but they will not against units that are able to throw precursor javelins at them usually. Now let's just have a look at the cost of these units. So the elite Nordics are 675. The Nordic axe warriors are 625, and the Nordic axe warband is 675. I don't see a situation where you want to pick Nordic axe warband over elite Nordic warriors. Elite Nordic warriors are more sturdy, they kill more, very good units. Also 51 morale compared to 34, very significant difference. Now in terms of these Nordic axe warriors, their low health, armor and lack of shields means that precursors, arrows, cavalry absolutely wrecks them, but as second line infantry they are very good. The problem with this though is that as second line infantry you're going to have to support them with something, and say you support them with Nordic bands. Now the Nordic bands make this unit more expensive because they need babysitting. The same can be said for Nordic pikemen. This unit is now more expensive because it requires babysitting from a supporting unit. So while the axe units are very deadly, going for main lines of them is not a good idea. Having 1 or 2 can be super useful for breaking the enemy center, but having too many of these guys makes them too much of a liability. Strength and honor.